Alright, so welcome back to this channel. Right, yesterday ES finally had an expansion. Right, so it expanded higher into that daily CB that I was expecting, and I've been waiting for at least a week. Right, so where are we headed next? I think this volume imbalance, it's the next draw on liquidity. Okay, let me just adjust this. Right, so this volume imbalance should be the next draw on liquidity, right? Because we closed above this encroachment of that CB right here, and we're not right now trading within this breaker. So I would also love to highlight the midpoint of this breaker. O3. Okay, so it's right within that volume imbalance. Okay, so I'm expecting price to tap into that area on Friday. Okay, and then we will see what happens after that. I think right now it's kind of tricky because next week we do have the Fed's interest rates announcement, and at the same time Nasdaq, on the other hand, it's a little bit way too bullish than I would have loved for it to show. Okay, it seems like it's gonna reach out into this buy stops here for Nasdaq, and whereas ES and Dow Jones are remaining pretty heavy. Okay, so that's the concern, because the indices should be symmetrical. Okay, so right now we're having a asymmetrical markets, which also means it's most likely low probability, right? Unless we see some form of market structure shift, right? On Nasdaq we had a market structure shift, and however not on the ES and Dow. So what would invalidate this bearish idea right here is if price can trade above this swing high here, and maybe even better close above this breaker here, right, this blue line. So if price can close above, or if price trades above this swing high, then I think the current bearish idea is to be put aside for the short term. Okay, that is what I am thinking. Okay, and anything else on this daily chart that I would love to talk about, or higher time frames? Yeah, okay, so right here, this is a weekly annotation, right? This is the weekly, right? I'll just use this weekly time frame first before breaking down. Okay, so we had range high, range low. I'm using the bodies of the candles. Okay, we are within this range for quite some time already, and we're still consolidating, trading right at about the equilibrium, right? Just moving back and forth within that equilibrium. This is why we are right now in a consolidation market after a huge expansion down from 2022. So expansion leads to consolidation, and consolidation always leads to expansion. So right now I'm just waiting to see what price wants to do. Okay, either expand up or down. Okay, so right here, as we can see, that there is a quite a smooth high right here, and above this high there is a volume imbalance. Okay, and within the current time that we are trading in, we have this bearish order block. Okay, and right here is a weekly balanced price range, right? Because this CB was used to displays lower before. So when it trades up and away from this should act as support, and right here we can see that, look at the bodies of the candles, they are not even closing within this within the balanced price range. So this is a bullish signal, and then it ran up the buy stops, and right now we found support right here again. So technically this is a, if you are to look at this candlesticks on the lower time frames, this is a high resistance liquidity run. So because it doesn't reach the objective straight away, it bounces around and takes quite a while for that expansion to occur. So I'm observing at this mean threshold of this order block. If this week we are able to close above this order block, then the mean threshold of this order block, then I think very likely we are going to expand higher, okay, into this volume imbalance right here. Maybe we can give a April/May top, okay, because right now, because what I'm seeing is that this order block right here, this propulsion order block, okay, it's supported by institutional sponsors, okay, which is why we see price reacts within this order block multiple times and fail to close below that mean threshold. That is what I'm looking at. Alright, so we shall see how this week close, but on the weekly time frame it leans bullish. Alright, that's the problem here, okay. Not problem, but that's the overall direction that we are heading, right? Even though we're in consolidation, we're in a bullish consolidation, okay. We have this volume imbalance here, and we also have this unfilled CB here, right? And I think these two levels would be the next objectives I will be looking at if it was able to close above this mean threshold, okay. Closing above this mean threshold, then I will be looking at the consequent encroachment of this wick right here. So drawing out a time frame, $4073, CE of weekly wick. Alright, and I think it's pretty clear right here, okay, on the weekly time frame. Right, heading back into the daily time frame, what do we have? We have the equilibrium and the second half of the equilibrium. So within this area, it's premium all the way up, okay. So we reach into discount, price did not stay very long in the discount, okay, and we are going up. So that signals bullish price action. And I think if we are able to close above this swing high, then the next area we will be reaching into would be this CB right here, okay, just take note of that. And after this CB, if we are going to continue to remain bullish, then the volume imbalance, all right, step by step on the daily time frame. So right now, this high here and this breaker here, it's my concern, okay. On the continuous chart, as you can see, price closed above this breaker. So right now, being bearish, it's a low probability, right? Even though we have this chart, but on the continuous contract chart, right, it's already above this breaker, okay, and we're right now finding some form of support on the mean threshold of that weekly order block. Okay, so that's why I'm thinking that maybe it's time to evaluate my bias. Okay, we would have a clearer picture by next Wednesday, I believe. Okay, and yeah, so let's see how this week goes. It would be interesting. On the dollar, price did manage to close above the breaker here. Okay, but the thing is that it did not manage to close above the mean threshold. As I've mentioned before, I would prefer price to close above the mean threshold to invalidate the bearish idea. But right now, if you use a fib, it's just reaching into premium, right? Reaching to premium levels, and it can break down from this level. So if dollar is to continue lower, right, I'll be looking at this CB right here. If dollar is to continue lower, then we would have ES on equities and other assets going higher, right? Gold seems to support this idea right here. Okay, as you can see, it's trading right now at the rejection block. So for gold and this previous daily CB right here, and it had ran through this CB right here and this CB right here as well. So lots of and this entire order block as well. So lots of premium arrays are getting smashed through on gold. So if gold is going to go higher, means dollar is going to go lower. Okay, they are inversely correlated. So if I'm looking for gold to reach this high here, then I think there is room for dollar to drop. All right, and that's my entire analysis for entire analysis for the upcoming weeks to come. Upcoming weeks into April/May. Okay, we may find a top in April, but I'm not too sure. But what I'm sure right now is that dollar is probably going to break lower due to gold spooling higher, and dollar not able to close above that mean threshold. Plus we have ES closing above this breaker right here on this continuous chart. Okay, and we have Nasdaq as well, pretty bullish, like super bullish. Okay, Nasdaq super bullish right here. So it seems that equities are poised to go higher, right? So which is why I was skeptical about us getting to this lows when the news did not break through, and that lots of medias and influencers are all calling for bear market. So I kind of start to doubt my bias already by the time, because majority the majority doesn't win in the casino. Okay, the casino only allows the minorities to win. So I would not like to be on the side of the majority. Okay, if it makes sense. So yeah, right now starting to shift my bias bullish, okay, for the next few coming weeks. And I think that's it for today. I think oh, by the way, we do have a SMT here. SMT, look at the lows of 19 January on Nasdaq. 19 January is right here. So this is the SMT, and we have a market structure shift here. So on ES as well, SMT shift above this short-term high. Okay, if you look closely, this high right here is a short-term swing high. So if a fair value gap is to form right here, then I think that we can use this fair value gap to pump, I mean to what do you call it? Can you to make an I mean to get an entry and spool higher. Okay, so I'll be looking at this as well, right? And we do have this order block right here, bullish order block. Why this order block? Because it's the lowest close, and we have this potentially propulsion order block. Okay, and this order block is a swing low as well, right? So let's see how this plays out.